Hi everyone, welcome to Angles Cut by a Transversal diagrams. We're going to take a look at a few different diagrams and apply the definitions of corresponding angles, same side interior angles, alternate interior angles. First, let's recall our AB pattern for when two parallel lines are cut by a transversal. AB, BA, AB, BA. Remember, A is equal to A, B is equal to B, and A plus B is equal to 180 degrees. Now also, when it comes to alternate interior angles, we always want to look for a Z. So here's a Z. Or we have the opposite Z, which is like this, making this B and this B congruent and this A and this A congruent. So when it comes to alternate interior angles, always look for a Z. Let's look at the first example. AB is parallel to CD. So AB is parallel to CD. And angle EGB is 45. So let's automatically mark that. And I'm marking these with the parallel line symbols. Now, notice I have a transversal going through my parallel lines. So I'm going to mark my AB pattern. So if I have a B, angle B, as 45 degrees, and I want angle GHI. GHI is right here. That's also a B, which means angle GHI is also 45 degrees. Next, I have LM parallel to ON. Find measure of angle MLN. So notice if LM is parallel to ON, I have a Z, or a backward Z. If this is 22, this has to be 22. So the angle of MLN is equal to 22 degrees. Those are alternate interior angles. Next, I have BC is parallel to AD, which is parallel to FE, cut by transversal CF. So again, what we should recognize is we have parallel lines. And then the transversal is cutting those parallel lines. Now let's mark in our angle DHF. So DHF is 135. And we want to know angle EFH. That is here. So again, we can label with our AB pattern. So notice that I have an A and a B. Remember, A plus B is equal to 180 degrees. These are same side interior angles. Notice they're inside the parallel lines and they're on the same side of the transversal. So I have 135 plus x is equal to 180. Subtract 135 on both sides, and x is going to be equal to 45 degrees. So therefore, angle EFH is equal to 45 degrees. Next, as shown in the diagram below, ABC is parallel to EFG, and angle CBF is 42.5. Find measure of angle BFE. So again, notice, hopefully you see alternate interior angles, or you see the z, which means x is equal to 42.5. Now, also, if you recognize you have two parallel lines and they're cut by a transversal, you can also implement the AB pattern. AB, BA, AB, BA. So if you notice here, angle A is congruent to angle A, which means x would have to be equal to 42.5. Say we wanted to know angle B. All we would have to do is A plus B is equal to 180. So that would just be 42.5 plus B is equal to 180. So we would have to subtract 42.5 on both sides, and B would be equal to 137.5. Last, we have in the diagram below, AB is parallel to DEF. AE and BD intersect at C. Measure of angle B is 43 degrees. Measure of angle CEF is 152. Find angle D, angle AED, and angle A. So if we notice here, we have parallel lines and they're cut by a transversal. So I see a lot of Z's. So I'm going to outline a few of them. Here's a Z, which means if this is 43, then this has to be 43. Now notice here I have a straight line. Angles on a straight line add up to 180 degrees. So we'll call this x. So x plus 152 is equal to 180. Subtract 152 on both sides. And x is equal to 28. So this has to be 28. Now notice again, there's also another z. It's like a backwards z. So if this is 28, this has to be 28. So that means angle AED is 28 degrees. Angle A is 28 degrees. And we want angle D, which we have as 43. Notice we can actually fill out the entire diagram because this is a triangle and we know angles in a triangle add up to 180. So all I would have to do is add 43 plus 28 plus, we'll call this y, and equal it to 180. 43 plus 28 is 71, plus y is equal to 180. Subtract 71 on both sides. 180 minus 71 is 109. So y is going to be equal to 109. And notice, if this is 109, then the angle across also has to be 109 because they're vertical angles. So we were able to fill out the entire diagram using our knowledge of angles.